Hello everyone, this is RaceBase and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, where for the first time one of the planes that I bought in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, not from Asobo or from the marketplace, has gotten an update for Flight Sim 2024. It's an update that said in the patch notes. It included Flight Sim 2024 compatibility, and I think this is the first time I've had a plane like that. So I've decided to feature it. This is the Caproni Vizzola C-22J Ventura from Mario Noriega Designs, and I had checked it out before and it wasn't working quite right, and so let's see that it is fixed as advertised. And in this case it is as advertised. So we have some liveries here. For those not familiar with this particular plane, it's a cute little tadpole of a plane with retractable landing gear, and it goes a fairly decent 220 knots as its cruise speed. Doesn't go very high. I don't think it has a pressurized cabin, but its range is pretty good. And let's fly it around and see how it does. Previously, it couldn't get up to speed, really. And so that was disappointing to me because it is a very nice plane to fly. Well received in Flight Sim 2020. And fairly cheap, I believe. So there's version 1.8.15 of the plane, and this is what its cockpit looks like. Very cozy. The sort of material at the base of the control stick could do with a little bit of work, but otherwise, at least it's a gauge cockpit. I could do with more of those. Okay, it starts off without the parking brake on, and it already seems feistier than before. Let's see how it does. Woo! Okay, we are off, and indeed it seems to have its proper capabilities. I'll get the HUD instruments up in a sec, but this is what it looks like. Now, one thing is that the figures inside do not match me, right? That is not my avatar, nor my co-pilot's avatar. I have a. They ask you when you start the program what you want your co-pilot to look like, and that is not what I picked. So maybe a further update can do that, but I'm glad that at least flies. That's a plus, or flies at a decent pace. Let's try and accelerate here. Okay, so now we have the data up here. And let me retract those flaps. There are a lot of flap steps, that's what tripped me up. 13, 11, 9, 6, 4, 2, 0. Okay. Not always used to having so many. And now we're going like 200 knots. It was released fairly early on in the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 era. One of the earlier planes to become available. At least as far as I remember it. So it isn't super complicated or anything. Just making sure those gauges over there work. Seem okay. Got the fuel over there too. The fuel flow seems to be what I would expect it to be. And if you want to slow down in a hurry, it does have air brakes in the form of just tilting its flaps. That's its air brakes. So that's how the air brakes work. The flaps have the upper portion as well, instead of just the lower portion. But the nice thing about the plane is just its sort of unique aspect. It's just very streamlined. I mean, it's sort of like a foreshortened glider in a way. Little twin jet. First flight, July 21st, 1980. The two turbojets are 1 kilonewton thrust each, 220 pounds force. Max speed is 260 knots. 260 knots at sea level. Stall speed is, with flaps down, is 65 knots, so pretty good flight envelope. Now Wiki thinks it can get to 25,000 feet. So let me see if we've got air in here. I mean, pressurization. We do have a G-force meter. Well, maybe this one doesn't come with the pressurization option, I don't know. Now, it was originally developed as a military trainer, but didn't get any customers as far as I can tell. And the wiki page does note that it bore a family resemblance to the Caproni gliders. It was meant as a trainer, so you could sort of compare it to something like the Cessna T-37 or something like that. So, as advertised, it seems to be properly updated for Flight Sim 2024. Aside from the character avatar not being who's in the cockpit, that's the only thing. Don't know how hard that is to do. So let me try and land it. Make use of that air brake. Very effective air brake. But you will need that effective air brake. Otherwise it goes fast a little bit too easily. I've got the air brakes out the whole way here. But that was because I was coming in from high. Okay, whoa, still, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, well, that was a little bit too much. Oh boy. So I'll have to practice with this little guy. It's feisty. So anyway, glad to have this little plane back, and thanks to Mario Noriega Designs for updating it. And I'll wrap it up here as I taxi in. So with that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.